What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 books from this coming week's new comic book day that I'm excited about picking up and reading. So don't go anywhere. Check this out. Shout out to today's channel sponsor for this video is Big Time Collectibles. They sponsor the channel, the monthly Legion Loot giveaway box for all the channel members. So be sure to check out Big Time Collectibles at their website and follow them on social media. And if you need anything cleaner press, hit up our friend Justin. Make sure you let him know that you found him via the channel and take advantage of that buy two, get one free special promo. The link to the description, link to the sponsors or in the description of all the videos. So let's get into it. This is going to be the top 10 books I'm excited about for this week. It is a massive week, a lot of huge titles releasing, some stuff wrapping up and some stuff getting close to wrapping up. But before we dive into the list, there are three honorable mentions that I'm definitely picking up, but they're not making my excitement list. First off, we have Punisher War Journal Base, which is the third one-shot, filling in gaps between the Punisher title. I'm not excited about this one really because it's treading over stuff we've already talked about in the main series, talking about Frank coming home from war and not really getting settled in the home. So don't know what the deal with that one is. Next up, Clayface One Bad Day. This whole One Bad Day line, outside of the Tom King Riddler one, absolutely is just trash in my opinion. None of them really landed. And this one's, I just chuckled when I read the synopsis. Clayface has always wanted to be an actor, so he's heading west to pursue his dream of acting. And I just stopped reading the synopsis because I was laughing so hard thinking about the way he's portrayed in the Harley Quinn animated show, just the over-the-top eccentric actor, and they're going to have to really go above and beyond to make this a serious book in the vein of what it's supposed to be, to really shake that image from my head. I'm going to be reading the whole thing in that over-the-top accent that he has in the show. And then next up, Black Adam number 8 of 12. This is a good series. It's getting a little bit into the weeds, though. I'm hoping that they can rein it in with this one. We're going to be getting a little bit of backstory on that little vision that Malik had when he went and saw like the first champion of Kondak. So maybe that'll be pretty dope. We'll see. Yeah, it's in the weeds. It's gotten a little thick. All right, so let's get into it. Here are the top 10 books I'm excited about. Be sure to look for these on the shelves when you hit the comic shop this week. And starting the list, Jeremy Adams' Flash 793. This is the 1 Minute War Part 4. This has been a stellar series already. Major ramifications have happened for the Flash family. I'm excited to see if they're going to stick, if there's a catch to it all. Alien invasion. The aliens have access to the Speed Force. It's up to the Flash family to figure it out, try to stop them and save the planet. They're the only ones that can move fast enough to even realize this invasion is happening, hence the name 1 Minute War. So they got a piece of the aliens' tech. They're going to try to break it down, solve it, and see what they can do to save the planet. Operation Comeback is underway. Next up, we have World's Finest, issue number 12 by Mark Waid and Dan Mora. Fantastic series. One of the best ongoing monthly titles on shelves. Masterfully written, beautifully drawn. We just wrapped up that second massive story arc, so I'm thinking we're going to be getting a little one-shot right here inside of the bigger story. And they're kind of going back to this Dick Grayson and Kara weird meeting that they had in the past. That's going to explain a little context to why they're kind of awkward around each other. It looks like they're going to potentially have like a date from hell, as the cover there is kind of suggesting. So this should be fun. It should be an enjoyable issue, and it should be kickstarting us after this into the next big story arc. Both of these major story arcs that we've had so far were massive when it comes to the continuity of DC Comics. One kicked off the Lazarus planet. The other one gave us that big origin cliffhanger to a massive villain in DC Comics history. Next up, and this is a huge one, the dawn of the DCU is officially underway in the cinemas, and now the dawn of DC is officially underway in comic books. Superman #1 for the first time in years, helmed by none other than Joshua Williamson. This is going to be insane. We have Lex in jail, Superman reclaiming the city. His secret identity is back intact thanks to Manchester Black under the influence of Lex Luthor, wiping the world's memory of Clark Kent being Superman. So this is a fresh start for the big guy, as well as a fresh start for the DC readers to really jump on and see what's up with Superman. And also Big Time Collectibles that's been putting out these beautiful foil edition Superman books will have a blue foil one for this book. I'm not 100% sure if this will be a con exclusive or if it'll be available for pre-sales on the website for this book or not. So be on the lookout for that. Next up, Deceased War of the Undead Gods number 6 of 8. I have absolutely loved this series from issue 1 of the first volume. This is the big finale. We have the whole anti-life army led by Darkseid with a yellow lantern ring all waging war, coming down on top of the survivors, trying to keep society alive. We have Lobo in the wings coming in. We have the Spectre leaving the Quintessent to come try to see what he can do about it. Who knows where they're going to go from here? I'm really hoping that they let the Spectre link up with Lobo and get Lobo as the Wrath of God. That would be the answer to your problems right there. If they don't go that route at this point, they miss a huge opportunity. Next up, we're getting DC Universe Lazarus Planet Omega. This is the bookend to how this all kicked off with issue Alpha. So we're going to see what happens when Damian Wayne takes all the magic users that were held hostage by the Devil Nazah and brings them to the fight. We have the Devil Nazah fighting his brother or his son. Was his brother or son? It was one of the two. King Firebull, who showed up looking for vengeance. So magic has gone crazy. All these users just got released from the Tower of Fate. Dr. Fate's helm has gotten brought into play by none other than Dreamer. So there's a lot on the table with this big final issue. We have Mark Waid writing it, so you know it's going to slap. And we have Riccardo Federici, I believe, was doing the interior. So it's going to be gorgeous as well. Tons of great variants for this. Be sure to check those out. Don't miss out on that. That's some fire. Next up, one of my favorite comics out. Probably my favorite indie book for sure. Junkyard Joe, issue number 5. We have that whole organization that seems to be trying to track down Joe, caught up to where he lives, and has those kids from next door hostage. So it's going to be up to Joe to see if he can conquer his PTSD and he can activate that self-preservation as well as protection mode that he has to save this family and himself from these would-be kidnappers. So I'm definitely excited for this. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, dream team of mine. That's the absolute dream team, doing amazing things with this whole unnamed universe they're building out. And next up, the long-awaited finale to Superman Space Age by Mark Russell. This has been a stellar series. That first issue was easily one of my reads of the year last year, and now I'm sad to see that they'll be wrapping up with issue 3 right here. And we're in the 80s in this one with the vision that Superman was told from Pariah and Abar is coming to fruition. It looks like we're going to be getting this version of Crisis and how these events play out with these characters, and if the world can rally together, get behind Superman, and save what's left of the universe. I'm excited to see how it plays out with deviations from the actual DC continuity that we'll get, and how all these characters are interacting with the coming of the Anti-Monitor. So this is going to be insane. All Red is doing the interiors and the cover there. Fantastic. Perfect pairing for this book. Highly suggest. Next up, if you're a fan of Turtles or Rangers, this is the book for you. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 2, Issue 3. We were introduced to Ranger X at the end of that first issue, and we got a little bit more of him in an explanation of his power source in that second issue. And we also see that Rita is the one leading the charge against the Rangers and the Turtles. And then we have the big catch at the end of issue 2 where Zed actually pulls up to defend the Rangers, and it left us on a cliffhanger to see why he might be participating in the preservation of the Rangers and the Turtles against Rita. So I'm excited to see how it'll play out. Of course, my man John Jang's got a beautiful variant. He's done variant for all 3 issues so far. You can find that one as well at bigtimecollectibles.com. And next up, I'm really excited for this. This was one of those ones that was, what's that thing called? Substack. There was a Substack first book from James Tynion IV. I'm not the biggest fan of his writing, to be honest with you, but I absolutely love Department of Truth. It's one of my favorite books out there from the independent publishers. And it deals with cryptids, conspiracies, and they put a cool spin on it and do like alt history stuff with it. And it looks like they're taking Project Blue Book, which is the government's secret project for studying UFOs and alien phenomenon through the ages, and he's writing a story in the vein of that. So it seems like it's right up the alley of Department of Truth fans. So I'm big excited for this. I hope he can really bring it. It does have minimal colors on the inside, which is perfectly fine as long as the story slaps. Now, I did hear that he had other books like The Closet that was only 3 issues that really didn't deliver. So I'm hoping this one does. Really would like to add another book in the style of Department of Truth onto my pull list, being that one's on hiatus right now. And the last book, number 10 for the list, is going to be Specs number 4. This was a suggestion from you guys, the viewers, that left me a comment down in the video. I always ask that you leave me a comment, let me know what you're reading that you think I need to add, that I don't need to miss. And this was one that I got a lot of feedback on, so I added it. I've been excited. It's been good. These glasses were ordered out of the back of a comic book, and they seem to have the ability to grant wishes, but it's almost like the whole Wishmaster thing. You can grant a wish, but it's not going to come true as you see fit. Now these 2 best friends are in it up to their neck. One of them is wanted for murder from a kid that went missing from them wishing that this bully would stop. And now they're trying to get out of that trouble and figure out what's actually going on with these glasses. That last issue had a huge revelation that there's a lot more to these glasses than you think. One of the boys, what was his name? Ted? It was Ted or Kenny, one of the two. I can't remember which is which. One of them actually was able to go into almost like a, I don't know, like an astral plane kind of thing and see some visions and kind of get an idea that these glasses will not let you go till you die kind of thing. You can't wish them away. Once it starts, it doesn't stop. The genie doesn't go back in the bottle kind of thing. So it's been a fun ride so far. I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm also wondering how many issues it's going to end up being. But if you want to know what my top pick for this week's going to be, check out my friend the Comic Dutch channel. Every Sunday he posts a video where him and I both give you one book out of all of them that you should consider picking it up, whether it be for story, spec, or beautiful cover art. Be sure to check that out. And also a big shout out to my LCS, the Augusta Book Exchange. They are the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pull box. They make sure everything I'm looking for is always right there every week. Amazing folks over there. So that's going to do it. Like I mentioned earlier, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're picking up. Let me know if I've missed anything. Do you think I definitely need to add to the list? And as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.